Looking to crush the sports books this NFL Week 11? Well, my friends, you've come to the right place. Stay tuned for my 6 best prop bets for this weekend slate. Welcome, football fans, to another edition of IDP Plus Bets. What is up, folks? I'm your host, the DGen Doc. And look, as always, we have my 6 best plays for this weekend's action. 6 offensive props, all plus money. Going to be going from the least odds to the most odds. Don't worry, we're going to get up to a 4 and a 7 to 1 today. Look, folks, last week, went about even, hit about a 4 to 1, and then a 1.5 to 1, somewhere around even there. After a bunch of weeks of profit, we've been doing very well. And after some streaks of hitting a bunch of long shots, we fell off the wagon a little bit there. Again, last week, about even. The week there, a little bit of a loss. So it's time to get back on the heater. And it all starts with NFL Week 11. Again, these are my 6 favorite prop bets for this weekend slate. And without further ado, let's get it started. We're going to go over to Minnesota, and we're going to head to the tight end position, where we're going to go with TJ Hockenson over 4.5 receptions at plus 100. Looks so staring out with a nice, easy plus 100. You have the Minnesota Vikings that will be traveling to Tennessee to take on the Titans. And this is a Titans team that has one of the best pass defenses in the NFL. So the question is, why would I be targeting them? Well, they are susceptible to the tight end. It's really wide receivers on the outside where they've done a good job, but they've been pretty susceptible to the tight end. The other reason I like this is TJ Hockenson has come back, and he has been part of this offense right away. Coming off that ACL, MCL tear, he's only getting healthier, and Sam Darnold is clearly looking for him. He was the leading wide receiver last week with 8 receptions on 9 targets. He is Sam Darnold's safety valve. We saw the Sam Darnold regress back to a little bit of what he's been, where he's have to rely on those safety valves. He threw 3 interceptions last week, all targeted at Justin Jefferson. So I think he's going to have a hesitancy to push the ball downfield against a good pass defense. So I think it's going to lead to a lot of easy dump offs, a lot of easy throws over the middle to TJ Hockenson. So give me TJ Hockenson over 4.5 receptions at plus 100. All right, folks, moving on. We are heading to the Bay. We're heading to the West Coast. We're going to be talking about none other than Mr. CMC. He is back. Run CMC, baby. I'm going to be going with Christian McCaffrey, 125 plus receiving yards, or rushing, 125 plus rush and receiving yards at plus 125. Look, folks, I know this is a plus money bet, but Christian McCaffrey has hit this number every single time he has played the Seattle Seahawks. He's played them 5 times, and he's gone over this. And he's kind of done this in a myriad of ways. Last 3 times he's played him, he's gone for over 100 rushing yards. There was a game when he was in Carolina. He went for 80 rush, 80 receiving. So I like the rush and receiving angle because I could see him doing it both out of the backfield and just, between the A-gaps running hard. This Seattle team that is very susceptible against the run. They're really kind of on a downhill slide. I also think that, San Francisco, as Christian McCaffrey is getting healthier, they are at home. This is a big stretch for them. They're currently not leading the NFC West, as everyone prediction. That is the Arizona Cardinals. So they realize they have to turn it on now. They really need to get into go win now mode, and really just to get in the playoffs, let alone try to win that division. So I think CMC is going to remind us all who CMC is this week against Seattle. So again, I like his 125 plus rushing receiving at plus 125. All right, we're going to now head up to Denver. We're going to head up north to the elevation, and we're going to be going after their new RB1, Audric Estime, 70 plus rushing yards at a nice juicy plus 150. All right, now Sean Payton said the week before, or said last week, hey, we want to get Estime more touches after coming off a 7-touch game. He did just that. He got his first double-digit carry game of the season where he went for about 50, 55, 53 yards, somewhere around there. The expectation now is Sean Payton has said, we like what he did with those touches. They fought hard against Kansas City Chiefs, and that's against a really good Chiefs rush defense. He now gets to play a not so good rush defense. Atlanta's coming to town. Look, a dome team coming out to the elements, coming to the elevation. I not only like Denver in this game, but I like them to specifically have success through the ground. Atlanta's giving up 130 yards on the ground. Again, coming off a 14 carry game last week, they said he's going to get even more touches. I think not only by volume, but I think it's a great matchup for Audric Estime. I do expect the Broncos to be playing with a lead. I think they're going to lean on that run game, whether they get Bo Nix involved. Again, Javonte Williams is fading out fast, and it's going to be a guy like Audric Estime, a big back coming out of Notre Dame, who's going to be able to carry that load. So give me Audric Estime, 70-plus rushing yards at plus 150. All right, folks, we are halfway through the show because we've given out 3 out of our 6 bets. So you know what that means? It's time to let you guys know about some of the awesome things we got over here on IDP Plus. Look, folks, if you're a fan of IDP Plus, you need to become a member and subscribe right now. You can get access to articles, data, tools, and our subscriber Discord. Things that only members can get access to. Again, I write an article every week talking about the biggest injuries in the NFL and how they reflect the IDP, whether it's fantasy space or the prop betting space. So you don't want to miss out on great articles like that. Also, we have a deal with Fanduel, of course. Get $50 in bonus bets when you deposit $10 with our idpplus.com/Fanduel. We will have that in the show notes. And don't worry, we don't discriminate because we also have one with DraftKings. Get $50 in bonus bets when you deposit $50. idpplus.com/DraftKings. All of those, whether it's the subscription membership or the promos, those are going to be in the show notes. So check those out. All right, folks, let's get back to the action. And by back to the action, I mean back to the running backs and back to the rushing game. We're going to be targeting another solid running back here. We're going to go with Indianapolis Colts running back Jonathan Taylor, 100-plus rushing yards at plus 175. So, 100 yards for most backs, that's a lot, right? That's something to expect. Well, not so much for Jonathan Taylor. He's hit this number in 4 out of the 7 games he's played. Again, more than half of the games he's played this year, he's gone over 100 yards. And, not only is he capable, but he's got a good matchup. You have Anthony Richardson coming back at quarterback. No more old man, sleepy Joe Flacco. We're going up against the Jets defense that's given up 134 yards on the ground. This is not the same vaunted Jets defense as we've seen in the past. If Shane Steichen is smart, listen, Colts head coach Shane Steichen, he made a mistake. He tried to go away from the young quarterback Anthony Richardson, tried to give it to the veteran Joe Flacco. Clearly didn't work. He's coming back with his tail tucked between his legs. He realized he messed up. He needs to call a good game plan. And you know what the best game plan is for the Indianapolis Colts? To run Jonathan Taylor and Anthony Richardson 40 to 50 times between the two of them. I think why even throw the ball against this Jets defense? Just continue to pound the rock. I think it's exactly what they do. I think obviously having Anthony Richardson, yes, he's going to take away some carries, but he's also going to be a threat to pull the ball in any type of zone read situation. So they have to respect the quarterback, which means that Jonathan Taylor is going to have less eyes on him than usual. So give me Taylor, 100-plus rushing yards at plus 175. All right, my friends, we now head to the Steel City of Pittsburgh for one of the elite matchups of NFL Week 11. We have the Baltimore Ravens sitting at 7-3, going to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers sitting at 7-2. This is an amazing matchup, and for more ways than one. Not only is it division rivalry, for first place in the AFC North, but we got some new faces, and one of those new faces is Mr. Russell Wilson. I had him flashed on the screen. I don't know where he went, but Russell Wilson, 275 plus pass yards at plus 330. I mean, it's pretty simple. What is the weakness of this Baltimore team? It's their secondary. I mean, on average, they are giving up 294 yards a game, almost 300 yards a game. And at 270, for Russ to get 275 plus, I'm getting plus 330. Yes, please. Look, Russ has gone over 260 yards in 2 out of his his 3 games that he's played. Mike Williams, we saw the addition to a big play wide receiver, Mike Williams. I mean, one touch, one route, one catch, one touchdown, 30 plus yards down the field. Russ, I think he's going to have an ability to really take advantage of a poor secondary. I know what people are saying. Hey, they signed Tre'Davious White. Look, Tre'Davious White wasn't even starting on a Los Angeles Rams team that is a very young defense. He's coming off an Achilles and ACL tear. He's not the same player. I do not think he's going to be a saving grace. Safety Kyle Hamilton, arguably their best player on the back end. He is banged up with an ankle injury. Now, he did limited practice today. There's a chance he plays, but again, he's going to be banged up. So give me Russ to light them up through the air. I think he's very capable of doing this. I mean, the Ravens offense, as much as Pittsburgh has been able to bottle up Lamar, this offense is really humming. They're scoring points. So whether it's garbage time or whether it's just a shootout to figure out, who is able to win this game, I really like Russell Wilson, 275 plus passing yards at plus 330. All right, folks. Last one, which means it's technically the long shot, but if I'm giving it out, I got money on it, and I think it's hitting. We're going to go with the return of the Chubb. That is right. Nick Chubb, 100 plus rushing yards at 4-1. Now, look, I've also, because it's got a long shot, I'm throwing a long shot on the long shot because I like him 100 plus rush yards at plus 4-1, but I also really like him on 2 plus touchdowns at 7-1. All right, folks, hear me out here. I know what you're saying. Whoa, 4-1, 7-1. All right. So first off, they're playing Cleveland Browns are coming off a bye. They're coming off a bye where it gives Nick Chubb another chance to get healthy. I mean, they've already given him double-digit carries in the past 2 games. They're loading him up. They're ramping him up very quickly, quicker than I expected. But hey, if he's able to handle it, right? So volume's going to be here. Then the offensive line is getting healthier, right? Jedrick Willis, offensive tackle, full practice. Batonio, limited practice from his pec. Pec injury. This is a chance where Chubb's getting healthier. Offensive line's coming healthier, and they're going up against a Saints team who just poured the Gatorade. They just expended all they had. They got, Dennis Allen was fired. They got the interim coach to win, and now it's the week after the Super Bowl for them, right? What do they have to play for? They're traded away their best player, one of their best players on defense, Marshall Lattimore. Chris Olave is out for the, on IR. He's going to be out for extended period of time with his concussion. I think that the Cleveland Browns are able to take the lead and to assert themselves on the ground with Nick Chubb. I think he's going to have 20 plus carries. I think, this is going to be a deflating situation where the Saints are, they got that big win. Can they get up again? And really, I would not want to tackle Nick Chubb running at me full speed behind a good offensive line in a season that is very much out of hand. So give me Nick Chubb there. New Orleans giving up 141 yards on the ground each game. And they've given up 14 rushing touchdowns as well. So they've had a number of guys go over this 100 mark and a number of these guys, running backs, RB1s, hit that 2 touchdown mark too. So I think 4-1 and 7-1 are great prices for a very, very favorable situation. All right, my friends, that is it. That is the 6 bets. I'm going to do a quick recap, and then we're going to get out of here. So to recap my best bets for NFL Week 11, we're going to go with Vikings tight end TJ Hockenson over 4.5 receptions at plus 100. We're going with Christian McCaffrey, San Francisco 49ers running back, 125 plus rushing receiving yards at plus 125. Audric Estime, Denver's new RB1, 70 plus rush yards against Atlanta at plus 150. And we're going with JT, Mr. Jonathan Taylor, 100 plus rush yards at plus 175 against the New York Jets, which I have no idea why they keep favoring. We're going with Steelers quarterback Russell Wilson, 275 plus pass yards at plus 330. That is a plus 330 for him to have less yards than the average amount the Baltimore Ravens are giving up. And then Nick Chubb, 100 plus rushing yards at 4-1. Also a little sprinkle on the 2 plus touchdowns at plus 700 against the Saints team that, frankly, I think will be giving up pretty damn fast. All right, folks. Look, every week we are giving out the top 6 bets here. So I hope you've been riding along with us and been cashing with us. And if you have, drop a like, comment, subscribe as a new channel. We always appreciate that. Also, if you like a live format, Thursday night, every Thursday night, I go live and I give out game analysis, breakdown, expert injury analysis, and then, of course, my best bets. To let you know, I'm recording this Thursday night after this Commanders-Eagles game. I will admit, I was on the Commanders, the wrong side. Dan Quinn, still think that's on you for that awful fourth down call to just not take the lead, go up 13-12. But every single prop I gave out, all 5 or 6 of them, hit. And that included a Zach Ertz touchdown at plus 265. So we very much recuperated what we lost from the Washington side. So, hey, join me over there Thursday nights live around 6:15 p.m. on every Thursday. And then, of course, every Friday coming out with a new NFL best bets. All right, my friends, from the DJ Doc here at IDP Plus Bets, I am out of here.
Thank you for watching the IDP Plus YouTube network. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Be sure to tap the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload new content.